Okay. Man, I don't know what happened. I went to go live and then it said, this is not available to you right now. I'm going, holy shit, what do you mean not available? Anyway, and then of course, my neighbor called and asked me to put her garbage out, which I can do that without any problem when I'm done with this. Okay. So hopefully, people, I didn't say anything to anybody that I was going live, and Carol's under the weather and she won't be joining us today, unfortunately. So I hope she feels better soon. And I'm going to continue to work in my collage du jour book. And the title of this piece is Think Outside the Box. So I'm going to cut this down to fit the page in my big journal. And we'll take it from there. Oh no. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Huh. Okay. Well, let's see. Hi, Renee. How are you? It's good to see you. I am doing a collage du jour. Hi, Rosemary. I just finished. Hi, Olan. I just finished one of your dolls. Yeah. And I don't know whether you want to see it or not. I'm in a doll swap, and Rosemary is my partner. And hi, Judah. Good to see you. Hi, Malaya. Wow, all of these people who I haven't seen in a while. I hope things are well. Are your girls all excited about school starting? I guess they would be starting soon, right? Probably next week. Oh, and Rosemary said yes. Okay. All right. So this is one doll that's going to Rosemary. Here she is. And I cut her arms so they are no, yes, they are starting on Wednesday. I bet you they're excited. So my little arms articulate. They're kind of, yeah. And this is just scraps of paper. And I had the little blank, which I had to adjust. And I actually, in a magazine, in one of the ads, the background in the ad was this perfect kind of pinkish, fleshy color, which I used. And I was very fortunate. So I saved that for other backgrounds. And I actually drew the face, and I'm a little sketchy about that. But yeah, this is just strips of little strips of paper. And you can see the back. That's it. It's cardstock, pretty basic. And then I've got a couple of others. I have the one that I kind of finished last week, which is totally different than this one. This is the one with the stamp. I mean, talk about different. This one is totally different. But I gave her earrings. You can't see them, but they're little pearls. And then I'm working on two others. So I've got a couple in the works. But this one is definitely going to Rosemary. And I've got some others too. So yeah, I enjoy hey Andrea, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well. Hi Pam. Yes, great seeing all of you folks. So those are two dolls, and the other ones are similar to the those fold-out ones that I showed you last week from my doll journal, and they're black and white. So I'll be uh, working on those also. So those are my dolls to date, and this is a perfect swap because it's not overwhelming. It's just two dolls, which I think is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, I just want to say that in the middle of the beginnings of another thunderstorm, so I don't know how this is going to work, how the weather's going to hold, how the weather's going to hold up. Hello, Jennifer. A little of this and that. I found you. Yes. Well, I was ready to go live, and then it said I couldn't go live. So then I went back, and then instead of typing in, I typed in a whole. It happens to me every day, all the time. I type in a great description about what I'm going to do, and then for some reason, I can't go live. So in rushing through to be able to go live, I just typed Sunday and didn't write any description, just to get to the button that says go live. But I had a beautiful description, told you exactly what I was going to do, the title of the piece, the title of the book. Alas, you don't know that. So I'll tell you. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, I have to cut one more piece. But this is the piece we're doing. Those of you that have been hanging out for the last couple of weeks, I've been working out of this book, my new favorite, Found Love. I love this book. I came across Lucy in last year's Peggy Dean's summer revival thing. Hi, Joyce. Happy belated birthday, Joyce. Joyce's birthday was, I think, now 2 days ago, but happy belated to Joyce. And Lucy was on Peggy Dean's last year's summer revival thingy, and that's when I first came across her. Hi, Mo. Oh, thank you. I love it when people give me the finger. I don't care which one, but the thumb one is probably the best. Yes. So I've done several of these, and I can show you those real quickly. I know you're, and then we'll move on to the next one. Again, those of you that haven't been here in a while, I made this massive journal out of Amazon packing paper, inspired by Natasha from Treasure Books. And all these pages, and this is some African fabric that I have. I was inspired to buy thanks to Safia. Hi, Jackie. And so pretty much every page is blank. So this was the first week that we did, and Carol was here and she did one, and we just cut out circles and then arranged them so they had to touch. And let's see. That's just some watercolors I did. But every one of these is going to have a blank page. And this was the next week. And all this was two pieces of paper cut up in various shapes. And that was a little town. And last week was a library, which was so much fun. So here's the library. And, oh, that's right. When I left last week, I hadn't glued down anything. I had all these pieces. Carol was here. Carol was really smart because she used washi tape. But here's the finished product. I made the little goldfish and such. So that's the library. Barbara Clark is doing something like this. But, oh, I know. Yeah, the cover was actually a project that Becky started where you made your own material. So that was just a plain piece of muslin. And then we stamped on it, stenciled on it, stitched on it, appliqued on it. And because Becky made a beautiful bag out of hers. You've been saving your brown paper? Yes. And the library was fun. Barbara Clark is doing the library, but her library is all of the books that she has read, like this year and in past years. So she has written the title of the books that she has read, which I think would be really fun. So I might do another like another page to the library and do that and put titles of books that I have read. And she got that idea from, oh, I can't remember now, but someone else inspired her to do the library, which I thought was great. So all of these pages in this book are going to have a blank side. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to fill in the blank side with these things from this collage du jour book? So that's what I've been doing. And the big part of this is masking tape, very textury. And then the edges, napkins, and that's the middle of it. But the Natasha's book had 28 pages. I think mine's only going to have 25. Well, you could use picture books. And I'm going to also do big collages. I love doing collage. So I'm going to do some big collages too. And use big magazines. So I'm hoping to fill this thing up. And I haven't stitched it in. The most amazing thing to me, when Natasha put this together, she sewed it in as a single signature. And not too, like a single signature in here. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And this is my Bauhaus from the Bauhaus kit scrapbook set. So, but this has been pretty cool. And I almost finished up. I almost used up all of my Amazon packing paper. And I had an order the other day. And Becky and we were talking about how random orders, like orders. And I think my last order to Amazon was random. It was kitty litter, coffee, Himalayan salt, 3M Command Velcro strips, and what else? I think that's it. Kitty litter, coffee, as they say on Long Island. Kitty litter, salt, coffee, command strips. Oh, and an electric can opener that sits on the top of the can. It's not one of those stand-up ones. It sits on top of the can. That was my order, and it was all in separate. Hi, Chris. Saw Chris this morning. She was felting, which scares the living bejeebies out of me. But she was felting. Some cute little animal. It was very cool. So, but they put the kitty litter in a box. And it was just kitty litter, but all the items were delivered separately. There was a box that had the kitty litter in it. There was a box that had the can opener in it. There was a plastic, one of their plastic, vinyl shipping bags that had the coffee in it. There was one of their big brown paper bags that had the salt in it. The command strips were just in a little box, the 3M command box, and not in anything else. And the box was about yay big. But the kitty litter, they packed it filled. Oh my God. They filled all around the box of kitty litter with packing paper. So now I have a whole big, another new roll of packing paper. So I thought I was going to run out, but I have a fresh roll. So I got lots of paper again. All right. Well, the other thing, this is this. And now the supplies for this one, again, the supplies are always very minimal. And I'm always surprised at what you're going to make out of it. This is very Matisse. And the name of this is Think Outside the Box. And you can see, if you're familiar with the artist Matisse, he, later in life, he couldn't really see that well. So he just started cutting out pieces of paper and putting them together. So it's, the white, the cardstock. And the only other thing I need is a 4x6 piece of dark paper and 3 colored pencils, and then glue and scissors and such. So I'm going to cut out a piece of, I don't have any dark paper other than black. I don't have like a cool navy blue or anything like that. So I'm going to cut out a 4x6 piece of paper and cut out some shapes and then arrange them in a fashion that's pleasing to me. So 4x6. Let's do that. 4. 4. Okay, this way. 4. That doesn't look right. It's got to be bigger than that. No, maybe not. Boy, that doesn't look right, does it? No? All right, 4. By 6. Huh. Gosh. That looks really small. Okay, well, I guess, well, you got a lot of big border around this. When you cut stuff out, then it'll be fine. Oh, okay. Yes, I know. Yep. Back to needle felting, the figure you saw this in the early stream. Oh, it's a sea slug. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right. Duh, I never thought about that. 4x6 is postcard size. I should know that, right? I've been doing postcards. A sea slug. Okay. Seems like an odd thing to felt, but yeah, oh, that's what the little things were. I was calling them, what did I call them? I called them ears. But they weren't. The sea slug has those little antennae, and are there eyes on the top of that? Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. We're going to cut out some shapes. And I guess when you stick it on here, and then you have the pieces sticking out, it won't look like it's so yeah, that is the size, but this is not going to be mailed because it's just a piece of, it's not. And I gessoed this. I'm trying to see if I can well, I can gesso it, but I want to paint on it. And I use the heavy gesso on this because I want to do a watercolor painting on this. This is a napkin, and this is some sari silk that I stitched on here. I was doing some stitching, and I was looking for an interesting stitch. Like, this is kind of an interesting stitch. Let's see. and my sewing machine got jammed. The needle got stuck in the down position. And the needle, the whole thing just started shaking. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what did I do? Hi, Colleen. Good to see you. Hope everything is well. Your door. I saw that picture. I can't. Was it? Was your grandson's birthday? I can't remember whose birthday it was, but your grandson was in the picture. What a cutie pie! What an absolute adorable. All right. So let's get out some scissors. We need scissors. And I think I'm going to draw it in pencil and then kind of do it opposite, which is, so what I want over here, I'm going to draw here because I'm going to flip it over. I know you do. Yeah, I know you do. But he is really adorable. I normally, I wouldn't say. Okay, so let's, well, let's go like so. Like that. And let's do, come in like so. I can't. Like that. Well, let's see, how about, let's do this. Can you see what I'm doing? Well, you'll see when I cut it out. Let's do like that. And maybe something like this. Okay, let's cut these pieces out. Hi, Lisa. Oh, he's good. Well, most kids usually say daddy first, or dada, dada, dada. I just think it's easy to say. Now let's cut this out like so. Oops, let me see if I can get that to match. So this is paper collage, I guess they would call it, right? Paper collage, things like that. All right, so that's gonna be like this. All right, okay, let's do this. Try to be smooth. Hi, Barbara. Chicken Pot Pie Society. Our musical encyclopedia. Okay, so we got these pieces. All righty. Yeah, Colleen's here. Yep. And I am thrilled. Preseason football has started. That excites me. May not excite you, but it excites me. And it looks like my cable company is including the NFL Network, because that's the only thing that the preseason games are on, are the NFL Network, which not many people get, which I don't think is fair, personally. And it's channel 101. So I didn't think that was going to work, but sure enough, I typed in 101 and the football came up. They've had a whole bunch of games on. They had 16 games on from Thursday to Sunday. Okay. Here we are. Now, got these pieces. I can't pick them up. I'm going to decide how we want this to be. Okay. So that's true. When you add stuff on the outside, then it'll, like, let's see. Let's do something like this. My gosh. Put that there, like that. And maybe stick this here. Okay. And that brings it out. It's kind of neat when you do something like this in black and white. Let's go here. And let's bring this down here. Let this hang out here. We've got this piece. Well, now I gotta bring this up here. Maybe put this down here, like so. Like so, like so. Okay, let's turn that over. I don't want you to. Alrighty. All right. Okay, let's do this. Oops, make it come down like so. Like so, like so. And let's see. It's gonna be like this will have to come down a little bit further. And then I'm gonna draw like white. Joyce Barb is asking whether you sent her some happy mail. Maybe you did for her birthday. Now let's do this. Bring this down like so. Have this hang out like this. Bring this over that like that. There. I think it's pretty balanced, right? We can glue that down, and then I can draw some lines and marks on it with, and I need some other pieces of scrap paper too. I'll have to go through my scrap paper stash. All right, I'm going to leave that like that, and let me go through my scrap paper stash. I'm starting, to get a whole bunch of pieces of scraps, because doing these, you end up with lots of scraps. All right, let's see. I got some red stuff and orange stuff. Let's see, give me a little red, maybe a little piece of red there. Maybe let me just draw it, and then I can cut it out. Let's see. This is good. I have my camera up high enough. I can move stuff around. And okay, let's do this. And you can still see. That's good. Now let's just do a little half a circle here. Is my sound okay? Hi, Belinda. Because when I was in my craft and chat room on Thursday or Friday, my sound was really bad. So, sound is good. Thank you. Well, I switched. I don't know whether it didn't need to false. There's a mic in the camera, and then there's a mic on the in the air. So let me stick that there. Let's see. That goes there. And let's see what other. Huh. Well, let's see. I have to have some more red. Let's do a stripe. Let's do a little strip of red here. Let's see. Like that. Maybe have that come out a little bit. So we need to have something kind of down here to kind of offset that. Hi, Miriam. Oh, thank you for being here. I know it's really late for you. It's so sweet of you to pop in. Let's get a little piece of blue. I've got this little piece of blue stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do this. What's that? Okay, let's maybe do this too. All right, let's maybe put this here. A little piece of blue here. I want to round that. That's not that round. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. I could just have something in here. Ooh, how about I've got, this is a little tiny piece of my, this is a jelly plate print that I made when we did the, thank you, Andrea, when we did the Carries. When Carrie did the month of July jelly plate, July jelly lie. Remember jelly lie? No one could say it. Jelly lie, and I think that should go right in there. But I need to draw a circle, and let me see if I can find something that's circularly. Oh, maybe this is circly. Would that be too small? I don't know. Let me see. I'm trying to. Let's do this as the circle. And move it right there. How's that? Okay. Because I could get out a circle punch too. Can't believe Lily's disappeared. I moved my table. I had a table in my bedroom and I moved it out here in the living room, and it's next to my craft box work table. I know it's hard. And now she can very easily get on that table and then end up on this table. Yes. And whenever she wants something and I'm sitting here and I'm working, she's right here. And being a pita. And I know everyone knows what a pita is. Pain in the ass is a pita. Not the bread, but the situation, I guess. But she's finally settled down. And the thunderstorm apparently went around us, fortunately. There. You can't really see that yellow. Well, I guess you can a little bit. All right. Then I'm going to save all of these little pieces. Well, I don't think I'll save. I'm not going to save that piece, but I'm going to save this piece because you never know when that might come in handy later on down the road. On the road again. Yeah, a while ago I was doing another paper thing, and I painted a whole bunch of pages, book pages, with acrylic paint, and I've got all these different colors, and they've come in very handy, I have to say. And I have some P&M Studios digi downloads, and I have some digi downloads from Robin McClendon, and I've got some digi downloads. I mean, I have some papers that I made that were actually out of an exercise out of this book. So, all right. So let's glue it down and then do some pencil markings with my 3. Okay. I'm going to take this and we're just going to move this. I'm going to just move this all over here. Look at all the room I have. Isn't this fun? Just move this over here. Put that there. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. This is going to stay here, here, here. All right. I think the first thing I should glue down is this and this. So I get the, because this is very tight. So I think I'm going to glue that down. And this is going to go here. Yeah, so I think I'm going to, whoops, I'm going to glue this down. And this down. Yes, 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 yes. Let me get my gluey paper. Whoa! Stay. Okay, what do I have here? Alphabet by shapes. Now, that was another exercise I did with her stuff where I spelled rake wrong. I spelled rake, R-A-C-K, instead of R-A-K-E. That's kind of, yeah, I know. Outside, isn't that the best? I agree. It is. I only lived in one place where I could do that. And that was when I lived on a farm outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania for a couple of years. That was the only place where I had an outside clothesline where I could do that. Because when I first got married, I lived on Staten Island. We didn't really we had a postage stamp yard. From Staten Island, we went to the farm. I think I've lived well. Staten Island is considered urban. It's part of New York City, but it's not really city. But it is kinda. So I've lived in the city, so to speak. I hope I'm leaving enough space for everything. We'll find out. Because once this goes down, baby, it's down. It's down, and there's no pulling it up. So we got to live with it. So hopefully it'll be fine. So I've lived in the city. I grew up in suburbia. Lived in suburbia. Lived in a small town. The town was so small, we didn't have mail delivery. We had to go to the post office to get our mail. So that's it. Suburbia, urban. Oh, rural. I lived on a farm. So I've lived in, I think that would be it. Urban, suburban, rural, and small town. And they all have their very... Hello, Mary Jordan. Is Flo leaving? Okay. Thanks for stopping by, Andrea. It was great seeing you, as always. Also known as function of light flow. Okay. Stick this here. This Doris glue stick. Mary Lou. Hi, Mary Lou. Some glue sticks allow you to wiggle stuff, move stuff around. This does not. There's no wiggle room with this. Once you put it down, it is down again. So I don't know whether I like to sometimes be able to, like, there's no wiggle room with the glitter glue either. Once you stick that down, it's down. You're not going to wiggle that or move it into position. But I'm on my second case of, when I say case, package of 12. Let's see. I want if I should understand each. Yeah. HOAs do that, don't they? Yeah. We don't have an HOA, but we do. They just don't call it an HOA. And they've got some. They don't want you sitting out in your front yard either. And they kind of call the shots too. Okay. Yeah, I can understand they would look not kindly on. Where did I have this? I'm looking over here. Shows it should be over here, but it's not, and this is going here. So I know this goes here. So let's put this down because I'm going to draw some lines. I cheat when I wash sheets, blankets. That's funny. I'll hang them on the rails. Yep, on the deck. Yep. But nothing. Oh man, nothing's better than sheets. The smell of sheets that are just washed and been hung outside to dry. That's such a fresh smell, and they constantly try to replicate that smell. Air fresh. Try to make up that smell. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what I did wrong. This. No, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'll stick this over here. Let's see. I didn't follow. Let's see, what does Chris say? I looked. Oh, that's too bad. I know. I don't know. They don't like the look of it. This is the story as I understand it. They wanted my people across the street who live in the exact same type of house that I live in. I'm in a duplex. They wanted to put a brick sidewalk entrance to their front door, a brick area, and that it would kind of widen out a little bit, and then it would abut on the driveway. But it would kind of go out. So here's the front door. Oh, you can't see that. Here's the front door, right? In my house, here's the front, here's the garage. And my goes out like so. And it kind of goes out like so. And it comes around, and then it narrows around, and it kind of goes it butts into the driveway. And that's kind of my entranceway. It's kind of nice. It's a wide entranceway, and it kind of goes out like so. And here's my front door. And the flower bed, if you want to call it that, is kind of like here. And this is all brick, right? And they wanted to do exactly the same thing. And they said, yes, you can do that, but you can't put lawn chairs out in the front, which I think is asinine. They don't want people that, I guess they just don't like the look of it, which I think is awful. So, and they submitted these plans to put the brick in 3 times, and they were turned down 3 times. And like, then they finally came over and they took pictures. I said, wait a minute, my neighbor has that. Why can't we? Anyway, so they did something where and the reason why they wanted to widen is because the sidewalk's not wide enough to actually walk down your sidewalk leading to your front door with a walker. And the husband's using a walker, and they wanted to widen it so it would be easier for him to, navigate with his walker. But I looked out the other day, and I don't know whether they've laid something down. They've expanded this area, and guess what they have right here? Oh, I'm so proud of them. They have 2 chairs. They have 2 lawn chairs. Yes. I love her front porch. There's nothing better than a front porch and to talk to your neighbors. I had the cutest little house in New York, and it had a front porch. And I actually built two Adirondacks chairs to go on my front porch. And I'd sit out there and have coffee, and my neighbors would walk by and we would chat. Nothing's better than a porch. I had a little front porch. But I noticed that they have chairs out there. So I don't know when the association or whatever you want to call them are going to, the architectural review board are going to come down and say they've got to remove the chairs. I have nothing on my thing. The person that owned the house before had a beautiful pot filled with gorgeous flowers and everything. I bought a pot and put plants in it, and then of course they died because I don't have a green thumb, but yeah, well they have it, but they said you can have that, but you can't use that as a patio. I guess that was the term. You can expand that area, make it easier to navigate with a walker, but you can't use that expansive as a patio, as I understand what I was told. And everybody, not everybody, but most people on this street thought that was ridiculous, that they couldn't use that area as a patio per se. You should see this street. Cars are parked everywhere because this is the duplex row street. There's a lot of duplexes on this road, on the street that I live on, and the duplexes have a single car garage. In most all of the households are two-car families. So there are cars parked all over the place. On the lawns, it's a mess. I'm going to stick this here. I think that's what I had planned to do anyway. Oh no. No, I'm not moving it. It's okay. There, okay. And I'm going to stick this here. I think that was the plan. And this is watercolor paper. It's really thick. I'm going to see if I can't peel off a layer of it. And have I heard from Vinny, my contractor? No, I have not. Have I called Vinny and said, what the hell's going on? No, I have not. Why, you ask, haven't you called this man and bugged him? I don't know. I don't know why I don't call and complain. And I think every Sunday when I talk to you folks, I tell you, I'm going to call him tomorrow and find out what the hell's going on. And Sunday comes by around again, and I can tell you, have I called him? No. Have I heard from him? No. I don't know what's wrong with me, why I can't confront this. Obviously, I'm at the bottom of the list. Obviously, I'm not a priority. And obviously, the Mason is AWOL. Because that's who we're waiting on, apparently. And I think that the Mason has gone on the. Hi, Cindy. You'll call him, yes. Okay. Thank you, Devin, for being here. Enjoy your walk with Miss Lucy. Lucy's so cute. She's such an adorable little doggy. I should contact the woman that's in charge of the architectural review board that everything has to go through. Everything has to be approved by the architectural review board before anything can proceed. So the plans for this addition went through the board and were approved on March 11th. It is now August 10th. April, March, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months, and nothing has happened. And I know that this whole project is just going to be one effing catastrophe after another. He said, "Oh no, when we start, we'll be there and we'll get it. We're not going to leave and come back. But once we start, all the ducks will be in a row." You're so full of shit, Vinny. Excuse me. When I talked to him in February, that's when we started this, February, right? If you would have told me come September, I would still be waiting. I would have thought it would have been done by now. Because now we have hurricanes to contend with. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, yeah. Whoever said that in our neighborhood, the rules were written in the early 70s. Clotheslines were considered dangerous for children running and playing. Thank you. Thank you. This is so much fun. Yeah, you know what? I grew up, in a town, like suburban kind of town on Long Island. And God, we were out until in the summertime, and once it got dark, we would play flashlight tag and we'd be running around the neighborhood and no one worried about kids, and there were clotheslines in all of those backyards. But anyway, yeah. Kids don't really, that's a good point. I guess kids don't really play outside anymore because there's no kids here, so I really wouldn't know. And I've lived in this community for 25 years. But there were kids in my neighborhood and we played and played and played, and my kids played. They grew up in a small town and they ran around. All right, so there it is. And now I'm going to do some marks on it. I'm going to get out my white pen. Now, the last time I used the white pen, it did smear a little bit, but what's a couple of smears between friends? Everyone's always looking for the perfect white pen. And I thought this one, the Uniball, was the one. It's an empty milk jug. Yep. Yeah. That's true. It's kind of sad. We had computers when my kids were growing up, but they were outside all the time too. They were outside and inside. So this is the Uniball Signo. I thought this was the end all. And again, it's temperamental. Then I have the Jelly Roll. the classic jelly roll. And this one is temperamental. I guess the only thing it's not temperamental, and Barbara Clark mentioned this last week, is this white, bleed-proof white. And you would have to use a dip pen and thin this out. Oh, I'm so glad you did. I'm glad you did. And you did your, that's wonderful. That is great, Jennifer. You've collaged along. Yes, obviously, yes, by all means. But I don't, you know, that's, I don't want to use a dip pen. So I'm going to use this. And let's see, I have a scraper. And we'll just hope that this will be okay. And I'm going to do and I'll try to be careful so it doesn't smear. Kind of do a little thing. And could you cover in clear gesso or similar so you can? I could. Yeah, that would be a pain in the ass, but yes, you could do that. No, I'm not going to do that, but yes, that would make sense. Then you could wipe it away. Absolutely. Yep, that's a good idea. The clear gesso really is, it's clear, but I'm just going to go like so. Of course, as soon as I do that, it's not going to write, right? All right, I got one line in. I just want to just kind of put a couple of lines in like so. Ooh, got 2 lines in. All right, let's see if we can't get another line. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Well, that's okay. I have this one too. Let's try this one. This one was the rage for a while. If I can get to it. Everyone was raving about these. You remember these? Everyone said these. This is the end all. And there's Posca too, but I think you have to shake these. I don't remember now. Let's see. These are like Posca-like. But they're not working. Let me get my Posca. What the hell? Go back to the original, right? The original. I can't find my white Posca. Oh, that's okay. We'll just muddle through. I'm going to switch to, let's see what else we got here. All right. I'm going to do some, whoops, that's black. Let's try this one. The jelly roll. Jelly roll. I should do this on. Nope, Jelly Roll's not working at all. Let's go back to this. Okay, I just want to put a couple of marks. That's all. I'm going to do like, let's do here. I just want to do like, just kind of little marks like so, you know. And let's do this. Make this look like a roadway. And got some. Okay, it's crooked because I can't draw a straight line. Let's do this. See, this is working pretty good now. Right? All right, let's. I'm sliding off my chair. All right. Let's get out some colored pencils and color in here. Hi, Catherine. Kathleen. I do. Actually, I don't have any scrap black. I just have a full piece of black. So I don't want to. I didn't really want to split. Wait a minute. I do have black. I know. Yeah. There. That's better. I can scribble on that. But I just went. Yeah, I can scribble on this. There. Is that what you want me to do? Yes. Okay, Chris. All right. Let me get a red. These are my pencils. Pencils. Rouge. Let's see, do I have a red pencil? Crimson. Doesn't get any redder than that, does it? Okay. So let's do some. Let me get my ruler. I bought all these rulers, remember? So I'm going to do this. Let's see. It's not going to be straight, but that's okay. Being straight lines, drawing straight lines is grossly overrated. And I'm going to do, let's see. Let's do this. And this. And this. And this. And this. And this. Okay. And I want to go. Can you see what I'm doing? You can. Let's go here like so. It's going to be a little cockeyed. And let's go down like so. Well, we're going to do this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. There. Got a little ziggy zaggy there. How's that? And then we're going to do maybe some, let's do some red dots around this. Okay. And see, now that's working. Look how juicy that is. So let's do this. I'm going to do this. Like so. Like so. Like so. Like so. Like so. And let's just do the circles here, 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 and here, like so. Okay. And what else? What else? What else? To make these look so not so bad, I'm going to just make some more random, like raindrops. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Kind of go like that. Okay. And I'm going to put another color in here. Let's see. Ooh. How about True Blue? Hi, Beth. How about True Blue? And we'll do some marks in here. We'll do True Blue in here. Okay. We'll just do some lines like so. True Blue. It doesn't look like, I mean, it's blue, but it looks more like a teal, doesn't it? True Blue. Okay, there. Like so. You want something in here, but I need it says 3 colors, so I need oh, I know. What did they do here? Let me see. The blue. Oh, okay. All right. We can take a color. Whoops. Let's take another color. All right. What is it? Red, blue, and yellow? Thank you, Colleen. It's very well. You saw how simple it was. It's 1 4 by 7, 4.5 by 6 piece of paper, and yellow, right, is the other primary color. I wonder if we would see that. I'm going to go with green, grass green, I think. And maybe just put a couple of lines here, like so. That. If I was more better at, and let's see, we're going to do a couple of lines in green here. We need another one here, I think. Maybe we'll just do, no. Oops. Let's do this. Red on the top. like so. I want something more in here. Something's got to go on here too. Let's see. Well, I want to. What? Okay. I'm just going to put. How about? Like that. And let's do this. Maybe some. Yeah, smeared. I didn't let it dry. That's okay. Like that. Let's see. Let's do this. Put circles around those little dots, this little blobs that were already there. Okay. And I think that's it. Yes. Hi, Teresa. Sleep well. Hi, Diane. Sleep well. Thank you for being here. I know it's very late for you. And thank you for coming for a little bit. I appreciate that. Well, I could do, let's do this. On the top of that. And how about I'm gonna do some black squares here. There. Yeah. I could put something here, but I'm not sure whether, doing the black thing. I mean, I could add some more. Whatchamacallit. Let me see. I have another piece of scrap paper I can stick in there. Let me get maybe a other. Oh, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Ooh, 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 ooh. I love, look. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Hi, Allie. Oh. I just looked at that. That looks, I should do that down here too. Were you able to see your boys play? Oh, wow. Yes, I can. I think I can. Manually, I can. How's that? Maybe up a little bit. Oh, that's got to be exhausting for you and your family, Allie. That's got to be rough. How long were they in that farmhouse? I'm sure a long time, huh? Hi, Becky. This is some scrapbook paper I have, and I think that's going to go perfect right there. Bye, Lisa. Thanks for being here. Oh, that looks perfect. What do you think? It's like it was made for there, right? I mean, I'm a little, if I was thinking, if I had been thinking and been paying attention, I would have done a better job with these lines here and lined that up. And it'd look weird if I put 3 lines here now. But again, um, yeah, this could have been anyway. I didn't, and I'm not going to worry about it. This is just fun playing with paper. Bye, Lisa. I said bye. And Becky's son is currying up the place. Yeah, that's a strong aroma. All right, I'm going to stick this here like this. There. All right. I'm just going to leave it. I'm only going to leave it. And I'm going to call that done. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. So this is Think Outside the Box, inspired by Lucy Duclos. I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's Duclose, Duclos, Duke Los. Duclos. I have no idea. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing. I can pronounce the Lucy. So I'm going to say goodbye. I know it's early, but it doesn't matter. It can be early, it can be late, but I don't know, Allie, whether she's coming on or not. Um, I don't know. If she is, it's usually around 7, right? Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Again, all this was a 4.5 by 6 piece of black paper, cut out some shapes, and then some collage scraps and some pencils. So, well, listen, have a thumbs up. Thank you, Mo. Thank you so much for reminding. Thumbs up is great. I've got lots of thumbs up, and you guys are wonderful. I so appreciate that. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. And in the book, this is one. Bye, Rose. I hope, Ruth, you're feeling good. Thinking of you. Okay, bye-bye. If you can't be good, remember, be careful and be fabulous. Take care. Have a great week. Bye. End stream. End stream.